Previously on the Critical Twits play Fiasco.
The drugs controls the town kind of
essence,
thing.
yeah. I might be trying to get close to your family in order to have some revenge. You might be quite a weak-willed man, possibly.
Yeah.
Now, I've given you a beautiful bride. I've provided you with your clothes. I've given you a well-respected position in this town. And you've given me a house that this first time one of the patrons happens to enjoy our requirements may go up in smoke because there's old Dynamite sat in a crate.
Dynamite?
Underneath your very feet. Leaking because it's old.
The sex marks the spot. Does this mean treasure?
We're just poor, simple folk now. The money for the White Star didn't go far, as you can see. The reason they attacked was because we refused to run drugs, illegal drugs, through our laundry. Marshall knows what's in the basement, Uncle Walter. One of the labourers trips and drops a blanket and screams, and there's an explosion.
And now, the conclusion.
What we do now, we've had half the scenes of the game.
Yep.
What we do now is the scenes, then you keep the dice that you get at the end from now on.
Yep.
But before we do that, we then have the twist. So, everybody rolls the dice they've got.
Yep.
All of them?
Yep. And then the good dice are positive, the bad dice are negative.
Oh dear.
So you've got -9.
Yep.
I have positive 9.
And you have positive 9. So the highest and the lowest then get to choose. You put them in the middle again. We'll put them sort of where we can see them because you get them back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've only got one dice. We then take the tilt table and we look up. And then you use these dice like we did at the beginning to pick things from the tilt table. So we've got 2, 4, 5 and 6 available. Multiple 4s and 5s.
Cool.
So you pick categories and then inside there. What generally is you'll pick a top one and you'll pick the bottom for it. Then you'll pick a top one and you'll pick the bottom for it.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you've got mayhem, what have we got? 2, sorry.
So we've got
2, 4, 5,
tragedy.
6. Tragedy, guilt, paranoia, and failure.
Okay.
And the idea is to then incorporate these into the scenes as well.
Cool.
Okay. I think failure should be in there somewhere.
Yeah, so do you want to take failure? So that's
Because
the
most
6.
people's,
So
most
no more
people's,
6.
Plans aren't going so great at the moment.
Yeah. In fact, nobody's plans have gone to.
Yeah,
through
and then you've got
fruition.
2. Something precious is on fire.
Yeah.
A 4. A good plan comes unravelled.
Yeah.
Or a 5. You thought it was taken care of, but it wasn't.
A good plan comes unravelled. Because that responds for all 3 of us.
Yeah. So what's that?
Comes unravelled. So we're looking to then establish that plans are coming unravelled.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my plan's already failed.
Yeah.
But yours might.
Mine might.
You're miles away from all this. Actually, you're the only one of us not here.
Yeah.
And then, Colin, you've got 2, 4, 5. Is your choice?
Yeah.
So, 2 tragedy.
Paranoia. There's going to be some paranoid.
Paranoia comes into play.
So we've got
And
2, 4, 5 left still.
2, 4, 5. So what seems like dumb luck isn't. Things are afoot.
Mm-hmm.
A sudden reversal of status, of fortune, of sympathy. Well, the thing you stole has been stolen.
Oh. The thing you stole has been stolen.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's up to you. It's your choice.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy to discuss it. I'm happy to.
Yeah, you could discuss, but ultimately the choice is yours.
Yes, that's a
Yeah,
nasty twist.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing you stole is stolen. So we try to incorporate these. Now, this is the point where generally the game should accelerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People may die.
Yeah.
Terrible things may happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of how it goes. we can start with Colin again.
Yeah.
So we'll have a scene with good old Henry Porter.
Okay. So, do I establish or resolve?
You choose, and then you keep the dice. So if you establish,
Yeah.
we land you with the dice of our choice.
Okay.
If you resolve, what we might want to do is try to pick a situation that you decide would so say we want to give you a black dice.
Yeah.
We might just pick something that you really, really want to end badly, so that you're forced to pick the dice we want.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of, again, sort of tactical thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, it involves me and Aaron working together, which may not happen.
Okay, I'm going to go for a resolve.
Okay.
So you're going to resolve. So we need to establish.
Okay. Right. So we've had an explosion in town.
Okay. Now, we could jump forward in time.
Yes. So I was going to ask if I want to do that. There's possibly.
Do you know
clean
what?
up his house.
Sorry, I've got a really strong image in my head
Yeah.
of Henry sat in the same office in exactly the same pose as his uncle was at the beginning, while someone's knocking up, and you can see bare wood where the corner of the building was, and they're just finishing off, and he's there, looking smug as a cock of the walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far is this into the...
In my mind,
Going forward, what, a couple of weeks or more?
yeah, it's clearly in the future.
Okay.
Could be a little bit, could be a lot. That might change depending on the thing. But yeah, you've blown the thing out, and again, chip in if you think differently.
Yeah.
He's got Sanglo on one side, on one corner of his desk. He's got Marshall Edwards on the other.
Okay.
They've got some cards, they've got some whiskey, and they're playing a game, and they're very, very, very friendly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's the situation.
Okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Do you want to be the Marshal again, and I'll be Sanglo?
Yeah.
Sanglo, in my mind, he's covered in tattoos. He's got that, that kind of look to him. Sort of wiry and slightly dodgy. So we're getting the impression that maybe the Marshal is now in on it. Maybe he's got a new scar on his face, or he's got maybe an arm in a sling, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take it out. I'm one-handed.
And there's a dunk, 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 dunk. All done, Mr. Porter, sir. Very good, sir. And the guy who's fixing the corner just sort of runs off, shuts the door very carefully behind him.
I think you'll find that's a full house there, Sheriff. Sorry, Marshal.
Well,
You have luck of devil, Mr. Henry, sir.
most definitely. But you're a generous winner.
I like to make sure that everybody's happy. It's just a game after all. That's all it ever is.
So, Mr. Marshal, I trust shipments, no interference.
No, certainly not. Not since the incident and stuff. It would be most uncouth for the for a town that's gone through such a tragedy as this to lose out on business, especially when you've been so generous, Mr. Porter, to the Marshal's office.
Well, I
myself
have a lot to thank, Marshal. I mean, you made Sanglo the new sheriff. That's helped stabilise peace in the town. It's ensured that all our interests are kept safe from outside interference. And Sanglo, I must say that you've taken to the job well. You're a natural.
Certainly don't feel my office needs to come investigate or check up on things very often. Although I presume I can trust your discretions.
I'd like to continue contributing to your office, of course, wherever I can. But I don't see any need to draw you back here. I'm sure you're more than happy to accept the money by telegram.
Of course.
If only for to be spent on the protection of the state, of course.
Well, yes. It would free up my officers to attend to more pressing matters elsewhere. It's pleasing that you consider that in your actions, yes.
Always consider the law with the highest of respect there, Marshal.
So, Marshal Edwards, 20%?
I would appreciate 20% for my office. Maybe an extra 5 for my personal assistance, should you need it. Again, consider it a retainer bonus, should we say?
How about we put 5% onto table? Spice up game a little. What'd you say?
I'll say if we're I'm going to stand up now, people. But I'm going to sit back down because I need to stay close by the microphone. But I will stand up and start heading to the back where the drinks are kept. I'll say if we're putting down 5%, we're going to need some more whiskies now.
Now, certainly don't mind making the game entertaining, but I would appreciate that money insured coming my end, because although the telegram is an efficient system, it may be that I would need to personally come and collect if I'm not able to get the retainer bonus.
Oh, don't worry, Marshal. I've got it right here for you. You can collect your first payment right now. And I'm going to turn around. I was revolving, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn around with a gun in my hand and put a bullet straight through the Marshal's head.
Yeah, that would work out incredibly badly for you, because Colin's picked the bad dice for resolving.
I am then going to turn the gun to Sang Lo and put a bullet straight through his head.
Okay.
So you become power mad.
You've become paranoid?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm extremely paranoid that all of you want my money.
Yeah, because you're worried about your money becoming stolen that you've already... Yeah.
Okay.
And I have now killed the State Marshal and the Town Sheriff.
Blood. Yeah, okay. So there's a quick... Is there a moment, because you shoot the sheriff, does Sanglo doesn't flinch. He nods and he goes, the shipment will be here next week.
Next week, you say? I got your cut too for you. And then I'll shoot Sanglo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just what was the servant's name that I have?
Obviously, just a servant.
Yeah, it's just a servant. Oh, classism. Door opens.
Wipe the blood off the gun a bit, because I think I was quite close when I fired it. That's about it. I'm going to need this room cleaned. And in mind, I'll actually turn this place into a laundry for once, and you can get these clothes washed.
Yes, sir. And yeah, okay. So that's bad for you.
I pick up the whiskey. Here's to you, boys.
Excellent. I've just got the image of the big thing with boots is the sheriff's feet being lifted up and then just being dragged and leaving a big smear of blood across the brand new carpet.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Is that right for people?
Yeah.
It's fucking mad.
Yeah.
Right, Brian.
I'm going to establish a scene.
Okay.
We're back in the house.
Yeah.
Everything is neat and tidy. She's just crossing off characters. Back in the house, but everything is clean.
Mm-hmm.
And Sung Hu walks past the camera down the corridor. She's got a bowl of water and a cloth draped over, so holding a bowl of water, cloth draped over her arm, and she walks up to a door. She knocks very gently, and then she opens the door. And as she steps in, the camera sort of swings around to see her coming through. She's got an eye patch. She's limping slightly.
Yep.
She walks over to a bed where there is a figure on the bed.
Yep.
And she puts the bowl down, dips the water into the bowl, and starts to mop the feverish brow of the badly wounded Walter Porter.
Okay.
And you guys can decide what dice I get.
Okay.
Now this is interesting because if it ends good for Brian, he might not survive this. If it ends good, God.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've put something in that's really complicated for you guys to try and puzzle out.
Yeah.
And Walter stirs.
Yeah.
She's mopping. He's got big wounds, bandages, and they're sort of oozing, and he's really not in a good way. She starts sort of clean off his face.
I'd have provided maids for you, you know that, right?
Can't trust them to do a good job.
Can't believe I trusted that boy. An hour, he said.
You knew what he was like.
Weak. I thought he would do exactly as I said. That's why I provided a powerful wife for him.
He seemed to be in cahoots.
You nearly blew me half to death. Well played.
I made those inquiries you asked for. He paid good money to Uncle Jin to throw that dynamite at the wall. Tracked him back to LA. Say the word. We can sort him out.
It's not Jin I'm concerned with.
You look really shocked, Colin.
No, but yes, I have a thing.
A man scared for his life will provide the right incentives. But we need the White Star Laundry putting back in the hands of the right family, I think.
Should leave the opium to the Chinese. We know what we're doing.
Probably have handled the dynamite better too. Why were you keeping that under there?
You want to know the truth? I had it shipped over the day after you took over. Got one of the servants to slip it in.
Clever.
The note, the little treasure map, I wrote that. It's amazing how odd you can make a piece of paper look with a tea bag.
Smart woman.
But actually, I think tea bags weren't invented at that point. With some old coffee grounds. Just so the internet doesn't tell me off.
Yeah.
I can appreciate what you were trying to do.
You know how it is. Someone takes something from you, betrays you, you get them back. Isn't that right? And as I mop your brow, I'm going to push down on one of your wounds just a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
And make you cry out.
And
then
it's negative, so you're going to find Colin's given him a negative dice. Which,
yeah.
So the reason I've done it is that's an absolute perfect moment. Just going, you know what it's like when someone takes something of yours. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, great time for the uncle suddenly to kick up.
You're going to find I still have a surprising amount of strength left in my arm that's not burnt and scarred up.
Yeah.
Grab you by the throat.
Haul me down in front of your face.
Yeah.
Gasping for breath.
I would rather a woman such as yourself was on side.
Yeah.
Deal with your disgusting wastrel of a husband, and maybe I will give it back to your family. In fact, maybe I'll give the laundry back to yourself for a cut of the profits, of course, and I'll clench ever so slightly stronger. But you'll get it back. And I'll push off.
And she'll just fall back onto the.
And then I'll
onto
push
the
myself
floor.
up on the bed,
Yeah,
sweating profusely from the fever.
yeah. And I'll just sort of nod, rub at my throat with my left hand, which no longer has a wedding ring on it.
Cool.
Oh, bugger. I've got a mixture. I don't want a mixture of dice, Colin.
I know,
Trying to get the thing stolen.
and I've stolen the thing that. Well, I stolen the thing that was stolen.
Stolen,
You're
steal
trying
it
to
back.
steal the thing that was stolen. That was stolen.
Yeah.
That was stolen.
Yeah. And I had a good plan,
Which has come unravelled.
Yes.
which has now become unravelled. Excellent.
Cool. Is it?
Right. I'm going to resolve my next scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You're-
one thing I would like to add
Yeah.
is the blast may have taken some damage to my legs. I'm so wheelchair bound now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Okay,
I like that.
so what are we establishing?
Okay.
Your uncle's pissed,
Yeah. His motivation has always been to maintain control and
which he's
to
steadily
maximise
losing.
his
Yeah, it's becoming...
his profit.
Now he has absolutely no idea the marshal is gone,
No, not yet.
Yep.
as in deceased.
Yep. I'm just trying to think how I can twist this to my own advantage. Let's have a look. So the dynamite is kind of possibly dealt with.
Yes.
Yes.
It's exploded.
Yeah, I would have thought.
Some
you
of
would
it's
have actually dealt with
exploded,
it.
the rest of it's gone.
Yeah,
Normally a game would carry on till we've done all the scenes.
all the rest of the
but-
dice and stuff. But
Okay.
time constraints, and to make this a bit more fluid and
Well,
entertaining, we're going to
did we-
speed things up.
Yeah, I've got an idea.
You got an idea of how it's ending?
I've got an idea for a scene which might lead to
Yeah.
some ending.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have got
You're resolving, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
we've got good old Sunhu
Mm-hmm.
wheeling
Mhm.
the injured but now sort of conscious
Yeah.
legless
Yes. Yeah.
in an old rickety iron chair
Yeah.
through the laundry towards the back room office wherein sits Henry Porter.
Are the bloodstains there been cleared up, or is it?
What do you think, Colin?
How long's it been? Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Another couple rugs on the brand new car.
Some more rugs.
It's just like Fallout 4, just fix it with rugs. There's a hole in this floor, rugs. Yeah. So yeah, Chuck, wheeling you into the room.
Yep.
Blanket over your legs.
Yep.
For the first time, someone who is dressed less ladylike, but she's got a very large handbag on her. And comes in, you're sat behind the desk with your feet up.
Yeah.
And she says, Henry, your uncle, he's feeling better.
Ah, water. Notice I didn't call you uncle.
Yeah.
Don't get up. How are you feeling?
Much, much better.
You look it.
Not as well as you appear to be.
Well,
I'd almost be proud of you.
well, good to hear. I've been doing my best to... How should I put it? Kind of looking down the barrel of a gun, it's almost... So what can I do for you?
Well, I was coming to see how my businesses were getting along. I was curious to see how you were dealing with the shipments. How your new sheriff was, or my new sheriff, as I should put it. It's interesting that I wasn't consulted before the Mr. Sanglo was put into in charge. How is the small gentleman?
I'm sorry, we're going to have to go back for a second. When you say your businesses...
I mean, my businesses, boy.
Businesses. No, see, I think age is starting to get you, Uncle. You had a business. You had a sheriff. You had partners. They're all gone now.
Yes. We had a quick stroll around town before coming in here. I noticed many of my most trusted fellows had gone, disappeared somewhere. That's quite interesting. But Sung made some inquiries into the marshal's office. Funny, this town has begun making a reputation. What did the marshal's office? How did they respond, Sung?
I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't never talked to no marshals. Are you feeling okay? Shall I get some of the supply to numb the pain?
No.
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. Do you remember how in a fit of rage and madness at the marshal interfering with his opium den, he attacked him, killed the marshal, ordered his most trusted men to dispose of the body, as I recall. Good thing they grew conscious and headed out east to with your confession note. Well, not a confession note, but more of as you know, to testify that it was indeed you that killed the late Marshal Edwards. God rest his soul.
Marshal Edwards is dead, is he? See, Marshal's office hadn't heard from him in quite a while. Said he was dealing with something in town. I was quite interested to have the marshals come in, investigate the little problem that's caused me to be in the position you see now. I think they may be here in the next few hours, I'd say. And as I do this, a shotgun comes out from underneath the blanket. You may want to speak to them, boy. They're quite well aware of the state this town has become in since you appear to have brought a drugs trade down. See, there's this man, a man named Jin. He appears to have spoken to somebody in the offices in LA. Confessed, you would say, to shipping some things to yourself. Some out-of-date dynamite, some opium. I hope you've hidden the body well. I wouldn't bother with that, Sung.
Sung's going to look down and say, "You don't want to be firing that gun." She's going to reach in.
Yeah.
Are you going to let her?
Yeah, because I've got the shotgun is practically underneath her chin at this point in time.
And she pulls out a wrapped cylindrical bundle, very similar to ones that were being removed from underneath the laundry.
For the first time as long as anyone can remember, the toothpick in my mouth. So,
Drop me, I'll drop this.
what we got here is your marshals are on the way. My marshals are on the way. Now, who's going to get here first? The marshals or the dynamite?
Should we cut the scene there and do the resolve?
Well, you had
No.
a good result.
Good result,
So, if you're happy to cut there, if you think that...
Well, that completely fucked my plan over because
Yeah.
my plan was to frame you,
Yeah.
and you fucked that by sending for other marshals.
Yeah, I mean, that could be your good result, is that
Yeah,
you-
I've kind of superseded and...
Everyone turns to the law, don't they? It's interesting.
Well, I was going to use.
I run
was not-
legitimate business here.
It was obvious I had the dynamite, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was going to use the murdered marshal and the murdered sheriff as an excuse for he's gone mad, and I was going to try and make it so I had other people, your best men, agree with me,
Yeah.
and take control of the town that way by framing you for murder.
Yeah.
So it
now-
might still happen, you see. It
Yeah.
depends on the dice rolls.
So we've left that at a dramatic point.
Yes.
So we're going to roll now what they call the aftermath. So the dice that we've accrued, I've got one good, one bad. The closer you score to 0, the worse it is for your character.
Yes.
So I've got a very good chance because you've got the good dice are positives, the bad dice are negatives. I've got a very good chance of not ending this well.
Yeah.
Now, I've got 3 positive dice and 1 negative, so theoretically I should score fairly highly and do okay.
Yes.
I have 3 negative dice,
Now,
This is where it becomes interesting.
which is, I think, how I ended the game with my Scottish person in the Arctic last time, with just lots
Yes.
of negative dice.
Now, there
which
was
is
still...
fine because although generally something physical will be bad will happen to you, you'll normally get something else. I just can't find a table.
It's alright. Edit that back out.
Aftermath table, basically.
Yeah. Now, normally there'd still be 3 other dice to give out.
But we've run out of time.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to cut short a little bit.
Jobs and
Yeah.
situations.
And
Yes.
for the sake of flowing...
I had some other ideas, but yeah, I think we've got a confrontation, a Mexican standoff.
Yes, it's a good old Mexican standoff without any Mexicans.
So what we do is we're going to roll these and consult the table.
Ooh, I might not be that good, actually.
What have you got? Oh, okay.
Just
Actually, that's counteracted.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
we will explain the oohing in a second.
Now,
what we're all doing.
I've rolled a -6, a +6, which have cancelled each other out, and on my other 2 dice, a +6 in total.
Yep.
Um,
So you've got a +6. I've ended up with +5.
Yeah,
So
on a
not too
very
bad.
good roll of a 6 and a 1.
yeah,
And I have ended on a -12.
nice. Now, the negative dice, the higher you go, you can be quite good still for
Yes,
even
yeah.
if you score highly on the negative. Although
Yeah, that's
in
actually a
slightly
really
different
good
way.
result. Yeah, it's generally yeah, it's still good. So your karma sort of balances out in that way. Okay,
Shall we start with the lowest first?
so no, what we'll do is we'll start with you because what we do is we resolve these as a dice each.
Yeah.
So you make one. This is my character doing something.
Okay.
Sorry, this is my character doing something for each dice, representing what happened at the end.
Okay.
Now, Aaron, we
Yes.
might cut this and then just do the this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
and then explain or something.
Cut.
So, I've got, you've got white 6,
Yes.
so you are weak. Hey, you're busted, beaten, broken down, but at least you've learnt a lesson about human greed and frailty, right? It will serve you well in prison, which is probably where you're headed.
Okay. Yeah, I have actually got some interesting things for negative dice and stuff, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to be positive and negative
No,
things,
it
but they
just
can do it
represents
that
them,
way.
But they're going to end. It's not going to end well.
No.
And I've got miserable, You are humiliated in a big public way, and whatever reputation you once had is now in dirty pieces all around you. You will never think of these days without a shudder of horror at your own aggressive stupidity. Because I brought Dynamite to a gunfight.
Yes, you did.
And you've got it pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off. Maybe you got the girl, or maybe you just didn't get caught.
Yeah.
So do you want to start with the dice? And this is my character doing this thing. It's just
Okay.
a short
Does it have
statement.
to be in order?
Well, I thought if we went round in order,
Yeah.
or roughly, we could change it about, but it means that we'll run out at the right time because you'll just make one extra statement.
Yes. Right. So we're in a Mexican standoff.
Well, you could jump forward to afterwards. So
Okay.
we've got the Mexican standoff, and there could be a gun blast and an explosion, or there could be you could determine that. You can go first because you're the one who's ended up best at this.
Yeah.
I have a good. In fact,
So what,
can I?
if you know what to do to go first, yeah.
I've got one little thing I want to do that might be quite funny.
Okay, do you want to go first then?
Yeah, I feel like it probably balance off with what you're about to do.
Yeah. Well, mine's all about me.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be about your character. Is yours about your character, or is it about? Oh, you've got 4, haven't you? So you should actually start.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go
Mine's-
first. Sorry.
I'll use one of them in essence to describe some of my characters at the end of that standoff.
Okay.
Pulls the trigger and it
Yeah.
clicks with a blank. There's nothing loaded in my gun.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to do something completely different.
Oh, okay,
actually.
fair enough. He laughs and shakes his head. I'm at your mercy. And
So this is my okay.
yeah,
so
so
you,
he essentially concedes the fact that he's lost. He's let go.
Okay. For my character, your favourite boys, who are now my favourite boys,
Yes.
reach their destination first with evidence in the form of a bloodstained gun, your bloodstained gun, in fact, and their testimonies attesting. Well, your testimonies attesting, with stating that it was in fact you that killed the marshal.
Yeah.
And the new sheriff appointed by the marshal after cleaning up the old one, who was an opium addict, thereby getting rid of the fear that I would be framed for the murders.
Yeah.
I say framed for the murders. I'd be caught doing the murders. Yeah.
this is my character, a little bit in the future,
Yeah.
in an absolutely immaculate house. She's doing the washing up, and as she pulls out a plate, scrubbed perfectly clean, the backs of her hands are red, raw, cracked and blistered from all the manual work that she's been doing, and she limps across just to the sideboard and puts it down, and then goes back to what she was doing, head bowed. The subservient wife at last.
This is my character in the courtroom, drooling slightly in his wheelchair, dosed up on medication, given up, weak and broken, with the court giving the evidence of all things. Jin's confession having been, I was the one dealing with things.
As a man in a fancy wig and a gown holds up your infamous Cossack hat,
Yes.
covered in blood.
Yeah.
Conveniently used to mop up.
Steady old blood. Yeah. Colin?
Cool. Right. Oh, where was mine?
Yours was pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose.
There was no gold. There was.
Rusty beat broken down, but at least you've learned the lesson. Yeah. Sorry.
There was no gold. There was no treasure. It was all a fantastic, elaborate plan. However, the recent the violence and the kind of shift in power has left me in control of the opium trade, with my wife now broken in, as I'd like to call it, and the major players of the Who family dead or missing.
Yep.
Although I'm not any richer than I was, what's it called? The White Star Laundry and its opium trade belong to me.
Yep. This is actually just a little flashback to show how she got there.
Yeah.
It flashes back to that standoff and that puff of smoke in her face. And her locking eyes with Henry. And she shouts, "Catch!" and throws the bundle at him. Turns to run out of the door. And she runs straight into one of Henry's men as Henry catches the bundle, lets it fall, and it's just full of iron bars. Thin iron bars used on the railroad. There's no dynamite in there, it's all a bluff. So her plan comes completely unravelled.
Yeah.
There we go. That's me done.
Cool. This is my character weeping quietly on the jail cell floor, having been kicked out of his chair by the guard that he tried to scuffle with over a canteen disagreement.
Yeah.
And the guard pulls his wheelchair out of the cell as he locks the door behind him.
Yeah.
Leaving on the floor.
Okay. Years later, many years later, I didn't stay in the opium trade. There's plenty of money in it, but there's not much security in life. There's always going to be someone else who wants to take over the trade. So I, with the help of my wife, of course,
Yes, Mr. Henry said.
who has been trained well in the use of the thin iron bars as a permanent reminder of her failure to...
You have them sewn into the bottom of my dresses or something?
No, the reason the back of your hands are red roses is because I beat them with... beat you with the iron bars to make sure that you remember your failure. I went from the opium trade into the oil boom, using the money to establish a oil company. It's the late 1930s. At this point now, I'm much older. Part of my life is almost completely forgotten. I'm living fairly happily.
I imagine you in, because we talked about LA, in like a Hollywood house.
Yes.
Just as the Hollywood boom is kicking off. You're like Jay Gatsby.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Jay Gatsby throwing these huge parties.
Yeah. As a rich 1930s oil baron.
Yeah.
Unloved by his wife, but...
He's got plenty of other women to keep him entertained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how my life goes.
Yeah.
Like I say, for my final one is a shot of an unmarked grave.
Out the back of
the prison, as my only remaining family refused to pay, and so
you got a pauper's grave.
Oh God, that's quite dark, Aaron. That's very dark. Excellent, cool. So yeah, there we go. That was Fiasco.
Yeah.
Apologies for cutting it short, but it did end up quite a fiasco, except for the weedy, pathetic Henry Porter, who has done so incredibly well in life.
We discussed this actually in our last episode. My characters never who they are when they end. But normally it gets worse, whereas this actually got better.
Well, I was incredibly defiant to start with.
Yeah.
And I was trying to play everyone for a fool and ended up with nothing.
Humbly broken.
Yeah.
And the man who had everything died with nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My-
It's probably a bit darker than it said, but...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine.
He was a horrible human being. I had plans for somebody to come in, for a woman to come in and beat you on one of the scenes if you randomly chosen.
Oh, dear.
None of my men will beat a woman. However, Valerie.
Valerie. Yeah. So, excellent. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Critical Twits. Please let us know what you think.
Yep.
We've got some good ideas for some more games in a similar vein. I'd quite like to do a steampunk version of Fiasco.
Yeah.
There's loads of play sets out there as well, so you can find one for pretty much anything now. The game's been out for about 6 years or so.
Yeah.
So it's been doing quite well. We've also got Goblin Quest to play, which is in a semi-similar kind of vein. Please let us know. You can find us on Twitter. At critical_twits. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on our YouTube channel. Please comment, please tweet to us, please let us know what you think. We'd love to, if you've got any suggestions or any ideas for things that we could do, we'd love to hear it.
If you've made your own playset you'd like us to have a go at, then more than welcome to message it to us. We'll obviously give you credit for it and give a game, because
yeah, that sounds good
fun.
actually. Yeah, playing some of the fans' play sets, that'd be awesome.
Yep. I'd just like to say thanks to Bully Pulpit Games for allowing us to do this. It was very nice of them. They didn't, because of copyright issues, they didn't have to let us, but they have, and we've thoroughly enjoyed our game.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Always.
I ended up miserable though.
As you should.
So I've been despondent and abused as a spouse.
I've been the power-hungry baron who was left poor and destitute.
Yeah.
And I've been everything that's wrong with Western society and capitalism. So, cheers for that.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.